Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. So today we want to look at a case study of what we explained in the last class. And what's that? We talk about positioning a brand. So when it comes to you positioning a brand, we made mention of the process and the exercise that you need to run with your clients or that you need to run for yourself. Now, let's get started and see how we can do this with a case study that will serve as an example for every individual to understand the whole of the explanation that we give in that class. And we're going to wrap up the class by also looking at brand attributes so that when they talk about mood board, you understand how to gather your mood board. You don't just gather mood board by looking into other people's brand. How to gather mood board for the exact brand that you're trying to position. That is what we are going to use to wrap up today's class. So let's get started. As a beginner or intermediate designers, you need to move closer right now because this is majorly because of you. As a pro designer, I believe you should be able to do this. However, no knowledge is waste. Now, let's take for instance that you want to position Fixacad. That's a case study that is this particular brand. You want to position it. How do you go about it? Like I said, the very first thing that you want to do is to define what we refer to as brand. So you want to define Fixacad as a brand now. And what does that mean? You have to ask me or the other members of the board that if you are talking about Fixacad as a brand, what is it? Define it. And what does that mean? That simply means if they talk about Fixacad, what do you want people to think about you? So what we want people to think about Fixacad is that we want beginners and intermediate designers to have it in mind that we are the go-to brand when it comes to teaching and learning of design. So as an academy, we want every beginners and intermediate designers, whenever they think of we want to learn design, we want to get it right in design, we want them to think of us first as a reliable source that they can come for that kind of education. And if it is a business owner, what we want is that we want the beginners or startup business owner to see us as a trusted brand that can make them dominate their industry. So that simply means that Fixacad is serving two purposes. They are rendering service to startup business owners, and at the same time, they are doing what? They are teaching this design of a thing to beginners and intermediate designers. Now, if you look at something in that particular statement that I made mention now, you get to see that we have choose our target audience. And how do you choose your target audience? We are going to see when we are talking about brand attributes. I hope you understand this now. So we have defined a brand for Fixacad right now. So we want to be what? The go-to. When you are thinking of any brand to learn design from, you think about Fixacad. That's what we want us. That's what we want everybody to have in mind. We want people to see this brand as what? As a go-to brand when it comes to learning design in the appropriate way. I hope you get this now. So the second thing to now do in positioning Fixacad, because that's our case study, is to now work on what we refer to as branding. And if you remember, in the last class, we say branding is the management of impression. So the question now is, how do you want to manage all these people's impression? The beginners and intermediate designers that you want to serve, how do you want to manage their impression as a business? Here come the answer. So we are going to manage designers' impression by putting out enough and detailed information that will boost their confidence and enable them to show up their work without feeling like it's bad or they are not up to standard. So have you seen this now? So that means how do we want to manage their impression for us, for them to like have us or have it in mind that we are the go-to brand? So we want to do that by putting a detailing lectures that is going to be of benefit to every individual. Are you seeing it now? So you need to write all of this down, how your client wants to get it done. So we're giving example on how Fixacad wants to get it done now by putting out what? A detailed lecture. Do you understand? Encourage people to put out their work, not feel bad about it. So that is how we want to manage people's impression. So if you look at such now, if you look at it, if you are seeing Fixacad, that whenever you come to this page, you get something new. You get the exact information you are looking for. Am I making sense? You will start having what? Having it in mind that, okay, I'm having this particular problem. What is even psychographic from demographic? Let me check if these people have what? Have the content on this. Am I making sense? Or let me reach out to them to ask. So that's managing impression. Do you understand where I'm coming from now? So that's that. Now, when you look at that, you tend to what? Define the word brand and the word branding. So if you finish doing that, then you go to the main deal. What's the main deal? The positioning of the thing itself. And we said, when you say positioning, what it simply means is the space that you occupy in people's mind. So you have been able to define yourself that you want your brand to be a go-to for every beginners and intermediate designers who want to learn design. And you said the way you are going to manage their impression for them to think about you that you are the go-to is by doing what? By sharing a detailed content about the teaching and learning of design. If that is what you want to do, there are competitors outside that they are doing similar things like what you are doing. Am I making sense now? So how do you want to beat them to stay ahead of the game? That's where the positioning comes in. So there, you now need to ask yourself, who are those competitors? So if you get to know those competitors, the next thing to do is to ask, what is their strength? And when I say their strength, what makes people choose them over you? Why are they what makes them feel like those people are more reliable than you? Do you understand where I'm coming from now? So you have to think back and look. So when it comes to Fixacad, we look at this education of a thing, and we get to see that our competitors are those experts that have spent decades in this industry. Am I making sense now? So the question now is, why would they prefer to take their courses over Fixacad's courses? It's basically because those people are skillful and they have seen what? They have seen their good designs. Because they've seen the good designs that they've put out, that is the reason why they want to learn from them. Not basically because they are good teacher. So we are able to get that cleared now. Am I making sense? We've seen that that is their strength. Their strength is that what? They have a good design skill. So because of that good design skills that is reflecting in their work, beginners, intermediate designers see them as somebody that they can learn from. But that they are skillful does not make them what? A teacher. So you need to learn under a teacher because it is another skill entirely, different from you knowing something. The difference between when you know something and when you can impact it, it's a different thing. So why I'm trying to buttress more on this particular aspect is because it's a very tricky task, and I'm going to take you through how we are able to come up with the statements that we are looking for. So that's why I'm trying to delve in so that you get to see what we think about our competitors and how we think about them. They are good at what they do. They have stayed longer in this industry than we do. Am I making sense now? They exist before us. They are good. And because they are good, people what? Approach them to learn from them. Because of that, they also stage what? A learning platform, like buying their courses, enrolling for their classes. They also have that. That is what they are using to what? To gain students. Now that we are coming as an academy, am I making sense now? We have seen their strengths for us to position ourselves. Remember, we said in that class that what? Positioning is the art of reframing. So we now need to reframe that their strength that we have been able to identify. We reframe it to weakness. That is, when it comes to positioning, what you want to do is to convert the strength of your competitors into weakness. So, how do we do that? For us to do that, this is what we are going to do. We start by looking at this. We have seen that their strength is what? Is the skill that they have and the years they've spent in the industry. So, how can we change this to weakness? We started by looking at it like this, okay? We are not teaching because we are good, but because you are good. That statement does not really like convince you. It's just like an encouraging statement. It does not really convert that strength to weakness, because when it comes to converting strength to weakness, there is need for you to admit. It's not like you have this exercise is a very tricky one. You don't want to go against them. You don't want to speak bad about them. You have to admit that they are good, but you need to carve that statement in a way that is going to like speak to this subconscious mind. Am I making sense now? The subconscious mind of your target audience, that these people, they are actually doing us harm with what we see about them that is good. You don't get where I'm coming from. Let me give you an instance now. You see what they are doing as a good thing, right? If you want to now convert that strength to weakness, you must let them see that that good thing that they are seeing, that they think is a good thing, is actually harmful, or there's something behind it. I don't know how I'm going to break it down further, but I think I should put it like this again so that you understand what I'm trying to let you get here. You have to admit that strength. You admit it. Then, when you are converting it, reframing it to weakness, you need to let it sound like they are hypocrites. Are you getting it now? With that thing that made them stand out. Let's take, for instance, that you are taking a certain mouthwash, and after you use to wash your mouth, you see it left you with some medicinal odor, but the mouthwash is very, very active. So you are using it because of that activeness, and they are telling you that they cannot take away that bad odor because it is actually active. So you can deal with the bad odor as long as you are getting the results you want. Am I making sense now? So if I want to come in as a company that wants to use that strength, that they are giving you a good product, however, we want you to endure the fact that you is leaving some certain odor. So if I want to come, so I can now come as a company that is going to admit that what they are actually giving you is good, but they can give you without without leaving you with odor. Do you get where I'm coming from now? They already let you adapt with the odor, but me, I'm now coming in now to tell you that forget it. We can give you this good thing without leaving you with odor. You have convert that strength to weakness. Remember, you didn't say what they are doing is bad. Do you get where I'm coming from now? But you have it's like a stacked value. Converting strength to weakness is like a stacked value. I will still be talking about that later when it comes to you selling yourself as a designer or charging any amount you want. We have to talk about stack of value for you to be able to charge any amount you want without competing with price. But that's another talk for another day. So let's go into this now. So you've seen that very first statement now. That very first statement looks like competitive statement, and you don't want that. Do you understand where I'm coming from now? So let's see the second one we carved. Okay, that they are good does not make them a teacher. That they are good does not make them a teacher. That statement is not really changing that strength into weakness. That they are good does not make them a teacher. Do you understand? You are saying it is arguable. I can decide, at least I get what I want from them. I'm taking you through this so that you get to understand that it's not the first statement of your client that will actually make it. You have to come up with different statements until you hit a particular one. So that we save time, let's just move straight forward to the actual word, actual statements on how we are able to convert what the strength to weakness. So listen to the statements now. Skilled designers don't let others settle for sub-teaching. I'll take it again. Skilled designers does not let other settle for subpar teaching. Do you get where I'm coming from now? So if you look at that statement, that skilled designers don't let others settle for subpar teaching, it has shown you that these people are skillful. But if they're actually skillful, they will not let you what? They will not let you settle for a teaching that is not up to standard if they are actually skillful. So we have made you what? Start questioning their skillfulness now. Do you get where I'm coming from now? So you can see the way we are able to turn that strength into what? Weakness. So weakness does not simply mean that it should be negative word. No, but it should weaken the strength. Do you understand that now? Like, it should just be like a statement that what? That brings doubt. I hope this is cleared. So if it does, let's move to the next one, which is the very important one, and that is what? Marketing. Now that we have gotten our what? Our positioning statement, that is, we have reframed it. We have gotten a statement to hook you to our side from their side. We now need to work on marketing. So what do we call marketing in the last class? We said marketing is basically the art of generosity, of helping people to gain what they want without expecting anything in return. So how do we want to do our marketing? You know what? We now need to list it out. Just like your clients will also do what? We list everything out. So we say we are going to be making YouTube video twice in a week. Am I making sense? That does not cost you anything. Those YouTube videos, they are not going to be a short lecture that we want you to enroll for a class in order for you to get it fully. No. It's going to be twice in a week, and it's going to be what? A detailed lecturing. Secondly, we are going to do what? Design related content. Design what? Related content on social media. So when it comes to our social media page, all we are going to be talking about is design related content. Probably the challenge you are facing in terms of pricing, the challenge you are facing in terms of getting clients, the challenge you are facing in terms of getting your skill right, and the list goes on. That is what we are going to be communicating with you on social media. So that simply means if you come to us social media to unwind, you can as well learn alongside with us. So the third thing is that what? We're going to be commencing IG Live, where you can ask us questions once in a month. So you'll be able to what? It's not just going to be a content that you're watching that you cannot get answers because you're not our student. No, we're going to have an IG session that you can come, then you can ask questions. We'll bring you up, then answer your question, personal, tailored to you, personal, not a general content now, but personally tailored to you. Do you get that now? So we have that in place. So the next one is workshop. That is going to be coming once in 3 months. For who? For you. Do you understand where I'm coming from now? A live workshop that you don't need to pay anything for, but you're going to learn a lot from it. Bringing what? Experts that are going to talk about this. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And by then, we think of who are the experts who wants to bring in. Do you get where I'm coming from now? So, there's a trick there. That's why I cried. So, I hope you understand what I'm saying now. So, another way of marketing ourselves is that what? We are going to be giving out design resources. Design resources once in 2 months. Am I making sense now? That they are going to be so useful for you that they are an asset, not a liability or just to occupy your folder. You know, you get some assets. For example, people who share a lot of design bundles, premium pictures, and the like. You probably will not open some of them. We are not going to give you that. We are going to be having resources that it is a go-to, like it's a must for you to use them as long as you are practicing. So don't worry, stick to that and wait till then. The next thing or the last thing to wrap it up is that what? We're going to be giving out newsletter. Do you see that now? All of that are what we listed out and how we are going to use it to what? To solve the challenges that you are facing. That is marketing without collecting anything from you. So you want your client or you yourself to have that on ground. Do you get where I'm coming from now? All right. So what's the next thing? The next thing now is that all these things you want to do, how is it going to be tailored to your need? Am I making sense now? We now create what we call your journey map, what we refer to as customer journey map. Under this customer journey map, that is where you want to see how you're going to be doing all these things. And because this is business, your purpose is to do what? Is to get clients and at the same time retain them. Get clients, retain them. Get clients, retain them. How do you want to make money if you are just giving everything out for free? That's the reason why you are having customer journey map. So if we are doing those things I listed above, number one, awareness has been created. You get to know about us. That's the first thing there, awareness. Second thing is that what? You now have interest in our content, in our teaching. If those things that we did are tailored to your need. Am I making sense now? You now have interest in what we are doing now. So if you have interest in what we are doing, we now look at your desire. So when we get your desire, we are now going to what? Create a course. Am I making sense now? Around that your desire. With that, you're going to buy the course. That's conversion, which is the fourth thing there. When you gain that conversion, anything that makes you to buy any of our course, we now start to what? Giving you a special attention. Because you are now a student. We must see that you succeed. Am I making sense now? With that, you become an advocate. Do you get where I'm coming from now? So when you become an advocate, when you see somebody somewhere who wants to better their design, you are ready to tell them about us. Do you get where I'm coming from? The same thing is what you want to do for your client. Okay, all this marketing now will get you awareness. If you get your awareness, it makes people have interest in you. If people have interest in you, then you look into what? Their desire, provide their desire, and they buy from you, making what? Them converting, isn't it? And the last one is what? Is that they become your advocate, as long as you can manage them very well. Am I making sense now? So with that, you are done with your positioning. Do you get where I'm coming from? Now, you now need to work on your brand attributes. That is another key thing. When you talk about brand attributes, it's a key factor to let you be consistent in your branding. And there are key things that you need to look out for there. And what are those things? Number one, you have to know your target audience. Number two, your value proposition. Number three, your tone of voice. And number four, the feel and what? Look. Those are the four things. I'll take it again. One, your target audience. Two, your value proposition. Three, your voice or tone. And four, the feel and what? Look. How do we go about it? How do we do it for Fixacad? Stick to this channel because we are going to be taking you through how to get that done in our next uploading. We don't want to bore you with a very lengthy video. I know you know a designer that is struggling out there that wants to get it right. Share this content with them if you find it useful. You and I are the only one that can make designers better, because for every dollar you spend it on how you want the world to look like. So if you want all designers to be a better designer, the fact that they are a better designer does not make you lose your clients. If you want the world to full of a good designer that will be helping businesses to grow and help designers to get better, share this content and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell. If you have any question, I would like to chat with you in the comment section till the next 3 days. Until then, let's keep creating.